Hello everyone, this is Ghetto Mozart. Today we're going to be doing a storage unit build. Nothing fancy, nothing crazy, just a really good solid storage unit build, and I want to go through all of my properties and actually make some updated videos for my builds. I realized that I don't have any build videos for the past like 3 months, so this is the first of a full property series that we're going to be doing. So we're going to be growing weed here in the storage unit. You know, the reason I chose weed is because I think this will probably, the Stash and Dash might be the first property everyone buys, and usually you don't have meth set up, but this is also a great setup, or a great property to do meth here too. But we're going to be doing weed. Here are all the items that we need. Should have them all in my inventory. We don't need a jukebox, but you know how I like to jam when I build. So we'll be using this jukebox. I love these things. Let's get the music going here. 3 lockers, and then we're gonna have 1 handler and 2 botanists. So let's just get right into the build first. So what we're gonna do is each botanist is gonna have 4 pots and 4 drying racks. So that's gonna mean each pot has 4 drying racks that it goes to. And we'll see. Let's see, I think we can do something like this. Yeah, that looks good. It's not completely even, but that's okay. And then, actually, we want a rack right here. This will be an input rack and output. So we need 1 more. Let's see, I think we can put a rack right here. I think this will be fine. So yeah, do that. Now, let's go ahead and set up all the pots. Again, if you just hover your clipboard, and you go around to each pot, you see how it says manage 6, 7, 8 pots. You can manage all of them at once. So usually when I do my builds, I keep the seeds for any, just because in case I want to switch from like OG Kush to green crack or something, I don't have to go back and edit this. So usually I leave the seeds as any, but you can, if you want to do a more like specific setup, you can select the seeds. And for this, we're not going to use any additives. I want to just make this a really straightforward build, so all we're going to do is use seeds and soil. So no additives, but here's what we really want is this destination. So destination is going to be right here on this storage rack, and that was all 8 pots going here. Now here's the reason I'm going to do that. I'll show you right here. We want to put OG Kush. So OG Kush, I'm going to just grow OG Kush. That's fine. You can use any of these, but pretty much you want the buds, whatever you're growing, you want the buds on the bottom of this rack. Alright, so we're going to put OG Kush on the bottom of this large storage rack all the way across, so 4 slots for OG Kush buds. Now the top is actually going to be OG Kush seeds. So this is going to be where our handler unloads and where our botanists drop off the buds before they go to the drying racks. And I'll show you here in just a second why we do that. But again, you can use any of these soils. I'm going to put all 3 just in case I want to switch them at some point. So let's do that, and then we'll just copy this filter to this one. So this is just saying it's only going to allow handlers to put in OG Kush seeds in these 2 slots, any type of soil in these 2 slots, and then OG Kush bud, which is going to be grown from the pots, also on this large storage rack. Alright, a little bit too intense of music there to be building, so let's skip that one. Alright, and I do have a brick press here. I don't know where we'll fit this one in. Maybe just right here. Yeah, we'll probably just do that. Okay, so let's go ahead and set up the handler. It should be pretty straightforward here. This is Jonathan. Hey, Jonathan. Let's give you a locker here. Assign a station. He's going to have the brick press. That's the only brick press that we have. And then here's where you can. This is optional. This is what I like to do. I like to automate all my builds, so I'll set this up as a from route with the handler, loading dock 1 to the storage rack. And since there's already, you see, there's some soil in here already, Jonathan should get right to work right when we pay him. So let's make sure that's happening here. And yep, he's just going to unload from this loading bay. And you can see this is from Dan's Hardware, so we can just order soil whenever, and Jonathan will just put it in these 2 slots. So pretty cool there. Now, what else does Jonathan do? Well, he is going to have the brick press, but that's not an extra route. That is actually on the brick press destination, and we'll make this rack here our end destination. So everything's going to be grown here. OG Kush will be dried. We'll edit these drying racks here in a second, and then from the drying rack to the brick press, and then you should just have bricks here on this shelf. So hopefully this is making sense so far. I forgot to add the lights. Let's go ahead and do that. And again, if you do want to do a different, if you don't have the these lights unlocked or the racks, you can use grow tents or really any pots for this. So that's kind of cool. Alright, so what we want to do is have each one of these pots, or I'm sorry, each one of these drying racks. So let's manage all of them. And we are going to make them heavenly. Now, I know right now we don't have a requirement for any customers that want heavenly quality product, but why not, right? And then the destination for all of these, just straight to the brick press. Now, you could make an argument that we could put another storage rack here and have all the drying racks go to the storage rack and then to the brick press. But I really think that since Jonathan's not really having many routes, he'll have plenty of time to brick all this up and unload. So yeah, all drying racks, all 8 of them, destination to the brick press, and then we did already set the brick press to destination this large storage rack. Now, we're almost done. Believe it or not, we are almost done. Let's set up the Botanists. Christopher here, let's get Christopher a locker. There's one, and we'll give Kenneth, good old Kenneth. He can have a locker too. We'll pay him both. Oops. 1, 2. And then all we have to do is assign the supply rack, which is this one. The pots and drying rack. So each botanist is going to have 4 and 4. Right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 and 4, and he's getting to work because we do have soil here. But this is just my practice world. But let me get some OG Kush and put it in the van. Let's do 60. Oops, I meant seeds. OG Kush seeds. Give OG Kush seed 60. There we go. And let me clear this out. Alright, so Jonathan is unloading the seeds now that we've just put in the van. Pretty cool. Christopher is working, putting soil in the pots, and then let's set up our last botanist here and we will be done. One more little thing to explain, but yeah, for the most part we will be done. And yeah, short video, just a solid build. That was the only goal for this, and I'm gonna be doing this for all the properties. You know, if you've seen some of my other videos, I do some like more crazy stuff like trapping employees, property to property transfers, but none of that in this series. I just want some solid builds. Yeah, the only other thing I wanted to go over here. Now, actually, I should have kept that OG Kush. Let me put some of it in here. But all we're gonna do, all the botanists are gonna do is when something grows, they're gonna put the buds here on the rack, and then they're gonna wait for a full stack of 20 whatever bud, in this case OG Kush, a full stack of 20 OG Kush, and then they will take that to the drying racks. So no more like 2, 5, 8 at a time buds going up here to dry. It will be nice, even, and neat stacks of 20 bud going on each drying rack at a time. So that is the only reason we have the destination put as the supply rack. Pretty cool. You don't have to, but I really enjoy doing that. But yeah, this is the full storage unit build. We'll probably be doing the bungalow next, so look forward to that. And I hope this helped you out. If it did, let me know. Have a great day.